Does that question hit a little close to home? If you have adult ADHD, I'm guessing it might. And it's not just about, losing your keys or getting distracted in meetings. It's that internal, invisible struggle that can just leave you feeling completely overwhelmed and, honestly, misunderstood. Today, we're going to talk about a real path forward, focusing on some powerful evidence-based strategies to manage ADHD without medication. All right, so let's get right into it. To really manage adult ADHD, we first have to get real about what we're actually working with. And believe me, it goes so much deeper than the surface-level stuff that most people think of. This right here, this is what it really feels like for so many. We're talking about that constant feeling of just being buried under a to-do list, those really intense emotions that seem to pop up out of nowhere, a mind that just will not shut off, and that inner critic, right? That voice that just fuels self-doubt. If any of this is ringing a bell, it's because these are the core challenges that so many of us with adult ADHD are dealing with every single day. And here is the most important part. Just understanding that these struggles are real is the first step to managing them. I promise you, you are not alone in this. And even better, there is a clear, structured way to start taking back control. So where does this path even begin? Well, it all starts with one single, absolutely non-negotiable step that lays the groundwork for everything, and I mean everything else. This is your foundation. I just love this quote because it paints such a perfect picture. Without a professional diagnosis, you're basically just guessing. You could be putting all this effort into strategies that aren't even targeting your specific challenges. A real assessment, that is the blueprint that guides every other decision you make from here on out. And how do you get that blueprint? It means seeing a qualified professional. There are a few different kinds of experts who can help, from psychiatrists to psychologists, and they're all trained to help you understand the specific ways ADHD shows up in your life. And please think of it this way. A diagnosis is not some restrictive label. It's a map. It's an empowering tool that finally gives you the language and the understanding to fight for what you need and to start building strategies that are made just for your unique brain. Okay, so once we have that map in hand, we can start building a real comprehensive plan. And the most effective plans, the ones that don't rely on medication, are built on 4 key pillars that all work together to create this amazing support system. And here they are. You've got behavioral strategies to create structure, psychotherapy to work on your thinking patterns, lifestyle stuff to keep your brain healthy, and then tools to make your environment work for you. Now listen, not one of these is a magic bullet. The real power happens when you start weaving all 4 together into a system that supports you from every possible angle. Now let's zoom in on that psychotherapy pillar for a second, because honestly, this is where some of the biggest changes can happen. We're going to talk about the therapies that have actual, solid, scientific evidence behind them. And right at the top of that list is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. What's so cool about CBT is why it works so well for ADHD. It's super practical. It's all about building skills. It pretty much teaches you how to create the organized thinking patterns that the ADHD brain has a tough time with on its own. It helps you catch those automatic negative thoughts, the ones like, I'm never going to finish this, why even start? And it teaches you how to challenge them and turn them around. And look, this isn't just a nice idea. The science behind this is solid. Major scientific reviews, we're talking studies that combine tons of other studies, have found that CBT may just be the single most effective non-medication approach for adults with ADHD, especially for handling those tough emotional challenges that often come along for the ride. But hey, CBT isn't the only tool in the shed. There's also psychoeducation, which is all about really deeply understanding your condition. It's been shown to boost self-esteem and coping skills. And then there's mindfulness, which helps you learn to just observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them, which can be a total game changer for emotional regulation. Okay, so we've talked about the big picture therapy stuff. Now let's bring it down to the ground level, to practical, everyday strategies that you can literally start using right now. These are the tools that turn those insights from therapy into real-world change. First up, a total classic for a reason, task chunking. You know when a project feels so huge you can't even start? That's task paralysis. The secret is to break it down into ridiculously tiny pieces. So instead of finish the report, your first step is just open a new document. That little tiny win gives you a hit of momentum to tackle the next tiny step. It's all about making it almost impossible not to start. Here's another game changer, the Pomodoro technique. It's perfect for the ADHD brain. You work in these short 25-minute bursts, and then you take a little break. It totally respects your brain's natural energy cycles, it helps with that time blindness thing by giving you a clear start and end, and it prevents you from burning out. Okay, now this next one might sound a little weird, but stick with me because it works. It's called a body double. It's just having another person around while you work. Their quiet presence creates this sort of gentle, positive pressure that can make it so much easier to stay focused. It could be a friend at a coffee shop or even a total stranger on a virtual work-along session. Seriously, try it. And all of these little tricks get a massive boost when you build a lifestyle that actually supports your brain. Regular exercise is huge for focus. Sleep is absolutely non-negotiable for keeping your emotions in check. Simple routines for the morning and night take decisions off your plate, which frees up so much mental energy. And finally, use your planners and apps like an external hard drive for your brain. Let them remember the details so you don't have to. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that this isn't about finding some magical cure. It's about thoughtfully, consistently building a personalized system, your system, that works with your brain instead of constantly fighting against it. So, let's just quickly recap. First, start with that professional diagnosis. It's your blueprint. Second, build your plan on those 4 pillars. Third, remember that really powerful tools like CBT are out there. And finally, and maybe most importantly, know that it's the small, consistent things you do every day that create real, lasting change. You absolutely have the power to build a life where you feel calm, focused, and in control. Now, I know building this whole blueprint can feel like a lot, but the really good news is you don't have to do it by yourself. Working with a professional is hands down the best way to figure out the right strategies for you and to have someone in your corner, keeping you accountable and supporting you on the journey. And if you're looking for that kind of professional guidance, our team at Providers for Healthy Living is here to help. We offer comprehensive assessments, therapy, and support to build an effective, personalized ADHD management plan that's just right for you. So if you're ready to take that next step, you can visit our website to learn more or to request an appointment today. Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. If you found any of this helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more. It really does help us reach more people who might be looking for these answers. We'll see you next time.